What is up, YouTube? It is Kari, your sidekick, and today we are playing some CoD 4. We're playing some team deathmatch on a showdown. I'm actually kind of surprised that there's still lobbies in this game, and it seemed like a lot of the people that aren't very good at Call of Duty were actually playing CoD 4. Like, I went and played Modern Warfare 2, I was getting all the douchey people that were noob tubing and stuff, went and played this game. It wasn't too bad. I unfortunately never got to play CoD 4 during its prime, so I'm kind of like, I enjoy going back and just playing old Call of Duties, you know, doing some old boots on the ground stuff, so I had a pretty decent time. Not the greatest gameplay, but it was fun. So today what I want to talk about is one of my heroes. So there's this person that I really look up to a lot, and I don't think a lot of people would know about her, and so I just kind of want to, you know, share her story and talk about how I think she's a pretty awesome person. Now, when a lot of people think of heroes, I know they think of police, they think of firefighters, they think of military, and I definitely agree that those are true American heroes, and I really want to be a police officer. I've wanted to be one for several years, but unfortunately, I just don't think it's in my blood to ever be a cop or in the military or anything like that, but I really do appreciate what they do. Now, this person is quite the opposite. She actually helps out people who have been to prison, so you may have heard of her, maybe not, but her name is Tia Maria Torres, and where I first heard of her from was the Animal Planet show, Pitbulls and Parolees. So what she does is she helps out parolees, which I think is great. So I don't know a whole lot on the backstory of how she became who she is, but I know she had a pretty rough life. So I know that from reading some bios online that her dad walked out on her and that she was homeless for a while and that she just really had a tough life. And people who have tough lives are a lot of times the people who end up in prison. So I did used to work in a prison. I maybe have said that before, but if you guys didn't know, I did used to be a corrections officer, and I loved my job, and I felt like I was actually a really good corrections officer. And I've been told that I'm a hug-a-thug, and I've been told, you know, I wasn't a great corrections officer because I honestly did care about prisoners. And I think, for me, I think that's why I think I was such a good corrections officer, because personally, when people go to prison, I generally think it's because, you know, they had a tough childhood. And I had a tough childhood, so maybe that's why I understand how these people feel. I think that if you go to prison, it's because you weren't loved as a child, you know, like, you didn't have good parents, like, just stuff like that, you know, something unfortunate happened, and that is why these people went down a dark path. So I think it's great that she actually helps out people who can change, because I do think that, you know, sometimes I think that when you go to prison, sure, it's because you're not a great person, they're never going to change, they're always going to be stuck in their ways, and even sometimes she hires people that just aren't good, and she lets them go, and, you know, she realizes that she can't help them change, and that's actually something that I want to do so bad. Like, things went bad for me at the prison, and I wasn't able to continue working there, and it sucks, but I couldn't do what I wanted to do there anyway. I want to be an advocate for them, because I know when you're a corrections officer, they think you're the bad guy. They think you don't care about them. They think that you're there to just, you know, be the bad guy and catch them doing something wrong. And I never really felt that way. Sure, I did rape people up, you know, stuff like that. But honestly, like, what I want to do, and I don't know if it's maybe a probation officer, I want to be an advocate for these people. I wish I could do what she does. I wish I could, you know, open up, you know, some kind of sanctuary for these people and, you know, give them a second chance, you know, show them that someone does care about them, help them get back on their feet. Like, there probably is, you know, some kind of career that is, and I don't know what it is, and if I could find that, I think that would be a great career for me, because that's what I want to do. I want to help people change, because I truly do think that, you know, if you go to prison, that it's not just because you're a bad person, it's probably because you had a hard time, you know, it's just life fell down on you, and I don't want to see, especially young people, throw their lives away. Like, when I see a young guy in prison, it really just, it kind of destroyed me a little bit to think, you know, like, you're so young, you're 18, 19 years old, and you're throwing your life away because something bad happened to you. And especially there were certain ones that I could see, you know, something was really destroying them, you know, they didn't feel cared about, and they turned to a bad path. And I guess I get that, because I think I could have easily become that bad path. Like, I think I could have turned to drugs or turned to theft or, you know, turned to something to, you know, get attention and feel cared about. I mean, my life wasn't nearly as bad as some of these people's are, but I do get it to an extent. So I don't know, I really do wish I could find something, and hopefully one day, maybe when I'm in a little bit better of a position, I'll be able to help these people. But I just think Tia is great in what she does, and she's kind of like helped me, you know, see that there are good people, because I do think, you know, she is a good person. There's not a lot of people that would let, you know, prisoners, people who've been to prison, you know, work with them and work with dogs, and just, I don't know, I think what she does is great, and I hope that, you know, there's more people like her, that more people will see her story and realize that, you know, not everybody who goes to prison is bad. Like, sure, there are some bad ones, and maybe I think that way because I actually only worked in a medium security, and like I said, like, I do want to be a cop, and I do want to enforce laws, and I understand that there are bad people out there, but I do think that there's good people out there as well, and I definitely think that people can change, and I want to be one of those people that can actually help them change and, you know, help them realize that, you know, there's more to life out there. So I hope you guys liked the gameplay. Hope you guys liked the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.